All right, my friends, welcome to the Doc and Queenie posting party. Doc, are you excited?
I am super excited, Queenie. What are we going to learn today?
Well, I have absolutely no idea. How does that sound?
That sounds fabulous. Let's go.
All right. So for a Doc and Queenie posting party, honestly, the first thing that we're going to learn is a few little nuances within our very own LinkedIn account. So please consider, if you haven't already, to make sure, since you're being interviewed, that your profile picture is current, your LinkedIn banner is current, and now guess what? Right underneath your name is 220 characters to let people know your quick boom, boom, boom bio. Okay, your very quick bio. 120 characters is not much. I promise I understand that. But the good news is, as soon as you see the LinkedIn and somebody can actually find you, they want to know what you do for a living. Right underneath your name, boom, the first 3, 4, 5 words underneath your name. What do you do for a living? And people need to see it right now, very fast. What do you do for a living? Now, hang on a second. I help people with and I fix people something. I promise I understand that. Let's scroll down to the About section. Now, you've got 2,600 characters to tell people what you do for a living, why you do it, what else you have done, the different things that you're able to help people with. But in the bio section, that 220 characters, you need to be incredibly succinct and you need to capture people's attention. In the About section, okay, you actually get to let people know what you do, why you do it. What is your goal when you're in your particular? I help people with and I fix people something. This is time to shine. So don't hesitate. Use up all 2,600 characters if you want. I've been to people's pages before. They're huge, fabulous, amazing people in the community, and they've got I fix people's this and I do it by that. And I'm just like, hang on a second, I'm not done yet. I want to know more about you. So please let that particular part shine. Kind of like you would put your best foot forward at a job interview. That's what you're doing here. Now, once again, I can only show you the pencil parts, which is the edit pieces when I'm on my own profile. So I want you to be able to see the different opportunities that you have to give people more and more and more information about you. Okay. So let's go, for example, to contact info. I want to buy a water machine right now. How do I do that? So people would go to my page, they hear from me at a networking event, and they want to buy a water machine right now. They go to my contact info. If you don't choose to have your phone number listed, and that's your choice, of course, your choice, then you can literally have a Google phone number. So you can get that hooked up so that it rings on your computer when you're in your office working, and then you can decide if you want to answer it or not, and it'll basically transfer into your cell. And so you decide if you don't want your phone number public. I personally don't care about all that because, needless to say, I can't answer the phone live anyway, usually. So it doesn't matter. It's going to go to voicemail probably no matter what, but at least I'll be able to have record that someone called. Then you can have your web addresses if you'd like. And guess what the cool part is? Right here where it says your profile, you now have an opportunity to capture your own URL, which means LinkedIn.com/IN, and then you get to have your name. Now, needless to say, there's about 95 million zillion trillion Kathy Weaver. And so I had to get creative. Kathy Weaver, CEO, Chief Expansion Officer of your own company, Kathy Weaver Midwest, Kathy Weaver Kansas, Kathy Weaver Kangen Water, Kathy Weaver what? Because Kathy Weaver was taken. So I had to get creative. Kathy Weaver KC, which stands for Kansas City, and now that's my brand all across everything social media. So as soon as you click on your profile, and it says Kathy Weaver 7654321 and dashes and all that stuff, that's what LinkedIn assigned you. You can capture your own URL simply by edit, edit, edit. And always remember the magic pencil. Add your web addresses, add your phone number, add an email that you check often. Remember, that client wants to buy a water machine from you right now. and they're not going to have time to dig to find you. If they have to dig, my friends, they're probably going to someone else. Now, we talked a second ago about your URL, how to capture that right here up at the top. It actually shows you, let me see if I can make this show up a little better. Right here at the top says capture your own URL. This is where you click on the magic pencil, okay? Literally click on it. And now you're able to show people that you now want to capture your own. So that means you're going to click on the pencil. And again, I don't have a pencil on yours. And you back off the number. And now if Kathy Weaver's taken, it'll say this is already taken. That's when you add the CEO, Chief Expansion Officer of your own company, or the KC for Kansas City, or your location, or whatever you want that to look like. Just be sure and save it when you're finished. And now you've captured your URL, which is just super cool. And people can always tell, by the way, if you are a LinkedIn pro, so to speak, or if you're brand new to LinkedIn. So that's always a great idea from a standpoint of letting them know who you are and why you do what you do. Now, please don't hesitate to interrupt if you have questions, because that's the only way each of us learns. But I want you to know when you're on your own feed, like right now, this is just your feed on LinkedIn, you have a million different buttons to push. Everything at the top is technically your navigation bar. You certainly want to go to your own profile, which is hyperlinked. You can check your analytics anytime you want. But let's remember that every single thing that we do on LinkedIn has to do with our network. So guess what? Up at the top of the navigation bar, it says My Network. Please remember, if you just met today in a breakout room, if you just met someone today in a group, if you just met someone today or did you and said, I'd like you to meet Susie and QZ and everybody else, now you have a chance to find out who those most recent connections were. I can't remember her name. I can't remember his name. I can't remember whatever it is. Do you see why a picture is so important? So either you're going to remember their name when they reached out to you, or you're going to remember something about them, because this will be in the order they were added to your profile as connections. Now you've got a chance, since you've been added to each other's connection list, now you can message them. Hey, Courtney. Courtney was actually just hired today for the Chamber of Commerce in my neighborhood. And so I congratulated her. I was super excited. I love our chamber here in my city. And Courtney was just hired. And I'm super duper excited about that. Chambers of Commerce, I feel, are the backbones of our business communities for sure. I didn't know Courtney before. Now I have a chance to do that. And of course, when I said congratulations, @Courtney, @ is the tag. I also said you're going to love the magnificent @ Overland Park Chamber of Commerce, because I follow the chamber as well. So please know when you click on My Network, and always remember you can't break anything. I promise you can't. You'll be able to click on contacts, different groups that you're in. I've only got 1,500 events that I'm involved in, so that makes my head hurt a little bit. But as soon as you go to a different event all the time, you actually have an opportunity just from back here to not only see what's coming up on your event pages, but you'll get a chance to click on those. Okay, let's do Rocks the Night, because we get to do that tomorrow with Diva. So now you're going to actually go to H&P Rocks the Night, see what is up with that, how many people have signed up to come, but more importantly, guess what you can do from here? Click share, and you can either copy the link or you can invite people right from your page. All right, whichever way you want to go, you have an opportunity. There's just so many things that you can do on LinkedIn, and that's why I don't want to make your heads explode. I just want to show you that when you push buttons, I promise you won't break anything. Okay. Now, one of the things I love so much on the bio section is the call to action tab. This is relatively new. It's been around for about 6 months now. But when it first came out, I was super duper excited. And that the call to action tab is right down here where it says subscribe to my YouTube channel. What happens if you have a demo that you use all the time? Please take a look at my demo. Please take a look at my website. Please sign up for my newsletter. please, whatever you want them to do, call to action. Okay, so the call to action tab was not there 6 months ago. LinkedIn is always trying to think of ways to keep us and our connections on LinkedIn. That's their job. So how are they going to do that? Well, the good news is subscribe to my YouTube channel is actually going to take you to YouTube. But the better news is now you're going to say, how do I get a call to action on there? How do I do that? So I'm going to show you right now. You've got a demo coming up. You've got an event page coming up, whatever that looks like. So at the top of your navigation bar where it says me, as soon as you click on the little arrow down that says me, scroll down to right here where it says settings and privacy. Settings and privacy. And you can change this as often as you'd like, by the way. Today, I want you to look at my website. Tomorrow, I want you to subscribe to my newsletter. The next day, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So you can change it as often as you'd like. Click on name, location, and industry. As soon as you click on name, location, and industry, all of your edit part, your intros that you did on your prior page are going to show up right here, which is the good news. Keep scrolling. Once again, don't be afraid to push buttons. Keep scrolling, and all the way at the bottom, it says website. Wait a minute, I already added a website to my contact info. Yes, you did. But this website is going to actually show up on your bio section. So now you can add the web link to your demo, to your newsletter, in this case, to my YouTube channel. And right below that, it says link text. Now, I wish I could say, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I don't like to tell people what to do, at least not initially. And so there's not enough space. I only have 30 characters here. So rather than have nothing on there, I wanted to let people know what to do. Call to action, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then of course, be sure to save it. Now, as soon as you go back to your page, it takes about 90 seconds for some of these edits to happen. So don't panic if you don't see it yet. And you can certainly hit refresh on your page. But now it says right here on the front page of my bio, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. So once again, your picture looks amazing. Your LinkedIn banner looks amazing. Your bio section is succinct. Kangen Water Rep is all that shows up every time I make a comment on someone's post. And that's what I want. Kathy Weaver, Kangen Water Rep, Kathy Weaver, Kangen Water Rep. So what is your power statement? And it's directly under there. Now, before we go into the question part, because I want you to be able to ask as many questions as you have, this is one of the coolest things, I think, as far as free networking and definitely free advertising is a recommendation section. Hang on a second. I haven't gotten any recommendations in 3 years. Well, I appreciate that, but guess what? You're being interviewed, remember, and if you haven't gotten any recommendations in 3 years, the people who are interviewing you are going to see that. So take a look at your recommendations. And when you see that, who shows up at the top of your pages? This is free advertising for them. People are going to want to know why or who has recommended you. Okay. Why did they do that? They recommended you because why? And did you work together? Did you work in the same group? Right here, our very own Doc recommended me. All right. We've known each other for a couple years now, but now guess what? You can find out who is Doc. You go to Laura Christine's, it's very hard for me to call you that. You go to Laura Christine's page, and now you get to see everything about Kitchen Garden Expert. Free advertising. Doc's power statement, Kitchen Garden Expert. Doc's bio is there, 220 characters. She's a podcaster, a blogger, a vlogger, and it is definitely all about food. You'll see also the call to action tab, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Doc's got over 33,000 views on her YouTube channel. She's got a featured section. I'll show you how to do that in a second. She built a greenhouse. Diary of a Greenhouse is huge. I wonder if anyone has recommended Doc. Scroll down, because guess what? If someone has recommended Doc, that means that person now has free advertising on Doc's page. If she's getting constant views because of her greenhouse, because of her podcast, because of her YouTube channel, then the next thing you know, they're going to go to her page to see who has recommended her. In this case, our very own Phyllis Arnstein has. I've never met Phyllis before. Click. And the hyperlink is going to take me to Phyllis's page. All right. Now, once we're on Phyllis's page, we get to see who has recommended Phyllis. You get you understand what I'm saying here? You've got an opportunity for free advertising. Ralph is on the call with us now, but now you get to see who has recommended Phyllis, and you're going to be able to continue to click on those hyperlinks to find out who the folks are that have recommended whoever it is you're interviewing before you do business with them. Now, I quickly said about the featured section. Please understand that this featured section is your time to shine. If you don't have a featured section yet, I only teach the free stuff, by the way, it's because you haven't added it. Right here, it says add profile section. And when you click on that, if you don't have a featured section yet, it'll say in here, add featured section. But remember, you can't add a featured section to your LinkedIn profile until you have something to add. So it'll say, what do you want to put on there? A YouTube channel link, a newsletter link, a post link, whatever you want. But add featured section and then be ready to put on there on the featured section something that you want the world to see. Okay, I'm going to take a breath so that you have a chance to ask questions before we go to the next part, because the next part is the part that I love the most because it's free advertising. I only teach the free stuff, and I love to be able to share that with you. Esther, go ahead.
Oh, good. I have a personal profile that I've been building kind of inadvertently for a number of years. And now I also have a business profile, and there's a contrast. I just checked the numbers. I have 686 followers on my personal LinkedIn profile, and I had 41, but now I see there were some messages and I now have 49. So can I link those? Like, how do I navigate that? Because most people just know me, they don't know my business. How would you approach that?
Absolutely. And that is the case for most of us. Now, let me give you the example of a YouTube channel. Just hang on a second. I have 3 of my books recorded. I have Doc and Queenie. I have H&P. I have Kathy Chat. I have a whole bunch of different components of my YouTube channel. Can you imagine what it would look like if I started a new channel every single time I started a new topic? First of all, I would have to get hundreds of subscribers again for every single topic. I created the umbrella of Kathy Weaver KC, and under that umbrella, I now have all of the different playlists on my YouTube channel. Same thing, in my opinion, with your personal page. You have 600 followers because, quite frankly, people probably don't say Kangen Water and then Kathy Weaver. They're going to say Kathy Weaver and then Kangen. And the same thing with Esther. They might not remember the name of your business, but they definitely remember Esther. It's all about relationship building. So for me, I would create a company page, which means from your own profile, I'll show you actually how to do that. And by the way, LinkedIn loves when you have a business page. You see right here, I have Miracles with Water. That's my company page.
Sorry, where?
Right here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It says Miracles with Water, and that's my company page that I created. So Kathy Weaver is how people know me, and regardless of how they found me, from networking, from a referral, from any of the different groups I'm in, they built a relationship with me first. And the next thing you know, now they're going to hear about the water or the books or the podcast or whatever it is. So all you have to do at the top of the page, navigation bar, it says for business. You click on that, and at the very, very bottom of the for business section, at least for me, it's on the bottom, it says create a company page. Now, you already have a company page, and that's great. But for me, I would definitely want the company page linked to my own page. And so if you created it independently of Esther, then now you've got 600 followers for Esther and 49 followers for the business. I'd like to commingle that. Now, when they come to your bio section, they see that you've got a business page, they click on the Miracles with Water part, or let's say they even type in Miracles with Water to see your business page. And now you've got an opportunity to have a whole big business page from here, but your identity is most likely from your name, not necessarily from your business page. And so when you try to combine something on LinkedIn, I too have 49 followers on my business page. So you see the activity part is bigger on my personal page than it is on my company page. And
Right.
that's why I always send people to my personal page first. Maybe they don't need a water machine yet, they need a posting party. Maybe they don't need a posting party yet, they need an introduction to Doc. Maybe they don't need a garden yet, they need a YouTube channel. Maybe they need to learn how to work Canva. Whatever that looks like, I want to make it as easy as possible for the folks who follow me. And so if you've already got a business page and you haven't commingled it yet, the very first thing I would do, and the reason I'm going to say this instead of train any further on the topic, I go to YouTube for everything. How do I this? How do I that? Where's my something kind of thing? I would ask YouTube, because they'll show you directly one step at a time. Can I mingle? Can I merge my business page with my personal page on LinkedIn? Now, when you have two accounts on LinkedIn, both personal, let's say, and you try to delete one, that gets very messy, and sometimes LinkedIn deletes both. So please don't do any deleting, because it is very precarious to get your LinkedIn accounts merged from the folks I know who have tried to experience that. So please go to YouTube. Please even connect with YouTube, as in, LinkedIn, but go to YouTube and ask how to do it. And then for the LinkedIn thing, as far as contact us, if you ever do get, if they ever do respond, that would be hard, I would think. But see what it says after that. But I would create, just like I showed you, where it said create a company page, even if you mimic every single thing that's on the other one. I would just do identical, and that way it will link to your bio, and that's where you want people to see the connection. But over here, they'd have to find you on a business page. Over here, everybody knows Esther. And I'd much rather have that connection, but great question. Diva, yes.
So I have been struggling with this on and off for both LinkedIn and Facebook, because I have a Facebook page, a business page, and I have my regular Facebook page. On LinkedIn, I just have the regular LinkedIn, my LinkedIn. But I've been on the fence of whether or not starting the LinkedIn business page, only because I don't know if I really see the benefit, or if it's more confusing to have me on both. So I was just curious on your thoughts or anyone else's thoughts.
That's a great question as well. On Facebook, and quite frankly, we know that a lot of people go to Facebook, it's a social network, and most people feel that LinkedIn is a business network. I can't have a LinkedIn account. I'm not a job seeker. Well, that's great. And several years ago, most of the time, if someone needed a job, they would go to LinkedIn for that. Are you hiring? Here's my resume, those kind of things. Well, Facebook came along, and all of a sudden Facebook encouraged business pages. So 2 of my books about networking and my Miracles with Water page are on Facebook, but they're linked under me. So they belong to Kathy Weaver and Miracles with Water and Networking on Steroids and PQ. So those are me. Same thing with LinkedIn. I didn't do a separate business page, just random person Miracles with Water. I linked it to me. And the reason that I did that is, first of all, consistency. But second of all, let me show you how I tag my business page when I'm making a post. And we are here for a posting party, so I'll show you how to find that. Let's say, for example, you wrote a post a couple days ago and you want that post to be commented on tonight with our posting party so that you can see how much traffic you'll get from this post. So the one I want is the drive-through window. I'd never eat or drink anything that comes out of a drive-through. That's kind of my thing as far as the water business, okay? So when I'm creating my post, I want to do hashtags. What is sustainability, green living, chemical-free lifestyle, whatever that looks like. And looky here, I tagged my business page, which means the @ sign, and start typing in Miracles with Water and it'll pop up. So now I tagged my business page. If you have more questions, you can go to my business page to actually find out technical reasons why Kangen water is better. You can certainly go to my website, which I also link here. So that's 1,000,000% up to you, Diva. If you're comfortable having a business page on Facebook and you tag it often, or you create events for Live Creatively on Facebook, that's great. If you are also on LinkedIn a lot, as I know you are, now you'd be able to tag Live Creatively every single time you make a post. So just by virtue of the fact that you're tagging it, you'd get more activity. But I've had my business page for a year or two now, and I have 49 followers. That is not large in my brain. And so I don't spend, not waste, but spend a lot of time on my business page, but I do tag it when I'm on my personal LinkedIn page talking about my company. So I'm sure the schools of thought are numerous, but for me, I want to be able to have my business page represented, but not necessarily my focus. All right, so this is the post I'd like to share tonight, which means I'm going to put it in the chat so that everyone here can comment on it, and I'll show you how to comment effectively, and we can comment back and forth, creating engagement. So every post that you have made, all right, and pick whichever post you want, but the more recent, the better as far as traffic. So please consider when you're on your own page and it says activity, show all activity, get the post that you want, again, as recent as possible, and go to that post, and here's the magic 3 dots. Copy link to post, just click on it, and now it's in CyberAir. It's on your clipboard. So you're going to come back to our chat right here on this posting party. In the chat box, make sure everyone is highlighted, not just anyone you've been chatting with. Right-click paste, and then don't forget to hit enter. Now that post you just saw, the link is live right here in the chat. So first of all, be sure and save the chat, Catherine. Good job. So save the chat, and then in the next 24-ish, 48 hours, you want to comment on everyone's post. And by the way, that doesn't mean yay, good job. What that means is @Doc, the gardening that you do is phenomenal. Your videos are incredible. #greenhouse, #natural, #green, anything that has to do with kitchen garden expert. So now you're going to engage with Doc a little bit bigger than just great job. That's cute. It's going to be more engagement. So please remember that particular step, but knock on the door means tag the person. And that's the @ and then Doc. In this case, Laura Christine, I absolutely cannot call you that, but @ Laura Christine, I'm trying. And so now you're going to be able to tag her. So Doc is going to get a message. Kathy Weaver just commented on your post. As soon as she figures out that's Queenie, we'll be good to go. And so now the @ knock on the door, and that's what keeps the engagement going. There's not 11 people on this call, my friends. There could be in the thousands. 11,000 people are on this call, because all of your 1,000 friends, when you tag each other, that's what causes the algorithm and the traffic to go off the charts. So please know that. Okay, now I'm going to go to some heavy duty pieces in a second, but I want to know first if you have any questions about what we've talked about so far. This recording will be able to be shared with you guys if you want it, but more importantly, it'll be on my YouTube channel in about 15 minutes after the call, so you can review it at your leisure, which is why I wanted to record this. I also have several how do I this, how do I that on my playlist on YouTube, because that way it'll compartmentalize some of the topics that we discussed here. Doc, did you have anything that you want to add before we move on? Nope.
No, Queenie.
Okay.
No, I don't.
I know. Doc could definitely teach this upside down and backwards. So thank you for being so patient. All right, my friends, once again, please put your information in the chat, put your post link in the chat, but this is a time to connect, because I'll bet you, we're going to introduce each other in a second, but I'll bet you that everybody on this call doesn't know everybody yet. And that's the purpose of the Doc and Queenie community. We appreciate your support 1,000,000%. Our Facebook page, we hit the 300 mark, which is cool. Our 3rd anniversary of Doc and Queenie on Facebook Live, 3 years. I can't believe it, is August 7th already. but we love to put people together who may not have met yet if it wasn't for having a community like this. So thank you again for joining us. All right, hang on to your hats and don't let your head explode, please. I've been talking a lot about algorithm, traffic, etc. How do you measure that? Okay, pardon me. How do you measure that? So let's go to something that LinkedIn, I only teach the free stuff. LinkedIn gives this to us for free. This is your social selling index. I can't see yours. You can't see mine. I can't log into yours. It's not like that. This is connected directly to your LinkedIn account. And again, I only teach the free stuff. LinkedIn.com/sales/SSI, which stands for Social Selling Index. The only reason I'm showing you this is so you will be able to measure how awesome these posting parties are. And there's several actually throughout the world every single week. And I just love doing them. I do about 16 a month now, and I love them. And so I can measure my social selling index against what I did yesterday, the day before, the week before. So what this tells me is people in my industry, water technology, health and wellness, people in my industry are usually a 29 out of 100. I'm a 69 out of 100. I'll show you why any of this matters. People in my network, okay, people in my network are usually a 40 out of 100. Again, I'm only competing with myself, what I did yesterday, not anyone else, but I'll show you why this matters. Right this second, I'm in the top 1% of my industry, hello, water technology and wellness. I want to be there. That way, when someone does a search on water, wellness, Kangen, whatever that looks like, I come to the top. Most of the folks who find me that are not referrals from my current clients or friends, I always say, how did you find me? They say a Google search. And then I say, what were you searching for when you found me? And they tell me, and that's how I know my SEO is working. So if I'm in the top 1% of my industry, that's great. The top 4% of my network, okay, fine. But now guess what? I can adjust that and fix it myself. How do I do that? I want to get my numbers up. I want to get my communication with people up. You'll notice the 4 components of your score are right over here. Again, this is free. LinkedIn.com/sales/SSI. You can pay for Sales Navigator if you want, but you still won't get historical data. So be sure and screenshot once you get your SSI figured out, screenshot it. And hopefully your numbers are where you want them, which would be great. But if they're not yet, the question mark after each section, I'm 19 out of 25 to establish my personal brand, my professional brand. So as soon as you click on the question mark, complete your profile with the customer in mind. Now, this was my challenge because my number used to be a lot lower. I was talking techie, micro, hydrogen, chemistry, ionization, electrolysis on my profile. My clients don't usually know what that is, at least not right off the bat, until they learn about this technology and why it's scientific data. So I was speaking to my peers, not necessarily my customer. As soon as I adjusted that, then I got 19 out of 25. I'm not finished yet because needless to say, I want 25 on all these things. But that was the first thing that I realized. I was speaking water ease, and most of my clients don't know about water or they wouldn't need my help. The next one says, find the right people. I'm 9.8 out of 25. How do I identify better prospects in less time using efficient search and research tools? Well, I already know my challenge with that. I like to build the relationships first and sell second, third, or fourth down the line. I want people to be connected. So that was probably my disconnect. And that's why I'm a 9.8 out of 25 instead of higher, because I spend a whole lot of time on relationship building because that's important to me. LinkedIn, of course, is ready for me to move up, and I have to work on that. Engage with insights. All this means is, do you engage with the people who view your profile? Do you engage with the people who chat on your posts? And actually, yes, I do. So I'm almost 15 out of 25. So I have to share conversation-worthy updates. Once again, I would have to talk about why Kangen water is different than any other. And I would have to basically be a bit more overt when I'm discussing this technology. Again, I do the relationship part first. LinkedIn is more excited about me getting sales than relationships. So we scoot down to relationships, build relationships, 25 out of 25. Strengthen my network by finding out and establishing trust and decision makers. That's my strength. But this doesn't mean, yay, hallelujah, you got 25, you can quit now. I've got a lot to live up to be able to maintain my relationships because they're important to me. So in my brain, if I start hard selling, you need to buy a water machine, hydrogen rich chemistry, doo-dah. If I go through all that and I get my purple and green higher, what happens if my blue suffers? And I'm not willing to do that yet. So I have not yet found a balance that would make sure my relationships are maintained while I'm letting people know that everyone on the planet needs a water machine. So please consider, if your numbers are high on the sell part, that's excellent. But if your numbers are not so high on the build relationship part, that possibly is where the challenge is, because now you're selling to someone, not necessarily establishing the relationship first. So there's lots of different ways to do that, but I just wanted you to see this is available, linkedin.com/sales/SSI. And please don't let that hurt your head, because I promise it is just for your information. Just be sure to screenshot it, because you want to have your historical data. And so far, I have not found any location, paid for or free, that stores it. So I know what I was 6 months ago. I know what I was 3 months ago. I know what I am now, but I'm not going to be able to remember that. So screenshot it, and then you can see how you're doing with your LinkedIn posts. All right, hang on to your hats. And I promise you're going to love this, but maybe not initially. Promise. As soon as we're finished here, we're going to take a picture. Doc loves pictures. And we're going to introduce each other, since you might not have met each other yet. From your phone, there's 3 free amazing things to do, but it has to be done from the app on your phone. I speak Apple. If you speak Android, Doc is a pro, Debbie's a pro, and check with them if you need help on this topic. But from what I have understood from both of these superstars, Apple and Android on these topics are similar. As soon as you open your phone and go to LinkedIn on your app, just open it. I'm only talking the free stuff, by the way. As soon as you open that, on the top left is a teensy little circle picture of you. As soon as you click on the teensy little circle picture of you, right underneath your name, it says View Profile. As soon as you click on View Profile, to the right of your picture, about 2 inches or so on my phone, is a pencil. You know how much I love the magic pencil. Click on that, and about halfway down on your big white screen, there's a plus sign, and it says Add Name Pronunciation. Now, usually people don't have trouble pronouncing Kathy Weaver, so I never used this. I thought, whatever, Kathy Weaver, okay, it's whatever. But guess what? You get 10 seconds of free advertising. So click on Add Name Pronunciation. Hi, I'm Kathy Weaver. I absolutely love networking. Have you ever heard of a posting party? I do several every single month, and you can be invited to many of those. Let's connect. 10 seconds. Save, upload, or delete. And then it takes about 90 seconds, but then you too can have a little speaker microphone thing after your name. So when people interview you, they'll be able to click on that even from their computer. It works once you get it established, it works anywhere. Click on that and they'll be able to hear that you love helping people with, and you can't wait to meet them. Let's connect. Here's my link. Okay. Now save it. Again, save, upload, or delete. I am the queen of delete. No wonder I'm called Queenie. I get that now. At the top left of your screen, there's an X. So X out of that, but don't leave your profile. This will take you back to your picture and your banner. And this time I want you to click with your finger, click on your picture, your profile picture, click on it. You can't break anything, I promise. At the bottom of this section, it says add profile video. No, I don't do video, not doing video, not gonna do it. Well, that's your choice, but let me tell you something. You get 30 seconds of free advertising. If you don't think 30 seconds counts, how much do you think a Super Bowl ad for 30 seconds costs? A lot more than free, I'm here to tell you. So now when you click on add profile video, you literally look in the phone camera. I'm Kathy Weaver. I love Kangen water. I want you to love it too. Let's connect. Here's my website. Here's my address. Here's my email, whatever you want to say. And you can practice a million times. Save, upload, delete. You can change it as often as you want. And probably 29 seconds is safer because 30, they are cutting you off. And if you upload it, it takes about 90 seconds for it to hit your profile. And now your video is on there for everyone to see. And you've got a little 3-second snippet as soon as someone comes to your profile. Most people are curious. So now they're going to click on that to see what you have to say. Free advertising. Pretty cool. Yes, Esther.
The two options I have when I tap on my picture there were view or edit profile photo and add frame. Am I in the wrong place?
Nope. Are you Android?
No, I'm iPhone.
Okay. As soon as you click on your profile picture, mine says view or edit profile photo, view or edit profile video. Yours does not say all three?
Nope, just view or edit profile photo or add frame.
What is your, what level of, I don't think that matters though, because I think I was an 8 when I
It's
did.
11. It's 11.
Yeah, that shouldn't matter. Okay, then I do not know the answer to that. That's an Apple question because that has nothing to do with LinkedIn because once again, this is free and I only teach the free stuff. So that would be an Apple question for me, for you. And I would definitely ask them that because I want to add a video. There has to be a video disconnect somehow or a setting on your phone that would cause it to not allow videos to apps or profiles, which doesn't sound logical, but it could be. But I would definitely check that profile video on an Apple 11. And that's where I would, an iPhone 11. And that's where I would go on a YouTube question because I have not yet asked YouTube a question that hasn't been able to help me. So, but that is definitely an Apple thing. And again, I only teach the free stuff. So now
Kathy,
added your, yes, go ahead.
does the creator mode have to be on for the phone to work as well?
If it's an app, absolutely. Let's see if that matters on a phone. We'll try this with Esther just so we can show. That's a great point, buddy. Thank you. So Esther, when you're on your own profile and just check this when you're on there, I want you to be able to see about.
You mean on my computer or on my phone?
On your computer. About right below your bio, it says resources, creator mode on or off. I can't see how that would be connected to your phone, but that's a great point, Ralph. Maybe it is. So if creator mode right here is off, it doesn't do anything other than let you go LinkedIn Live and a bunch of stuff. And of course it's free. So click creator mode on and then refresh your phone and refresh certainly your like F5 on your computer to refresh your LinkedIn account and see if the creator mode on changes whether or not the video profile thing shows up. But that's a great point, Ralph. I just can't imagine that that would count, but maybe it does. And so if your creator mode is off, which is fine, but when your creator mode is on, you can do a newsletter, you can do a LinkedIn Live. There's lots of little nuances you can do on creator mode on that you can't do when it's off, and it's free.
Okay, I turned it on now. Thank you.
Was it off? Okay, if it was off, good. Refresh your phone and see if now your profile video shows up. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. All right, so now you're going to get one more free thing from LinkedIn. All right, one more free thing. You're back on your page now where your picture is and your LinkedIn banner. At the top left is that back arrow. I just want you to click it one time. And now you're going to see the teensy little circle picture of you again. Next to that teensy little circle picture of you is a search bar. This time, I want you to click in the search bar, just click it with your finger. And to the far right in the search bar, is a little symbol, a little square with some stuff going on in it. Click on that. I promise you can't break anything. Guess what? You now have your free LinkedIn QR code. LinkedIn QR code. So now your name, your picture, your name, your power statement. What do you do for a living? Bam, 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 bam. Power statement and your QR code. Now, probably you don't want to put your LinkedIn QR code on. You don't want to actually put it on your LinkedIn banner because they're already there. But guess where you want to put your LinkedIn QR code? On your Zoom background, so that while we're on these calls, instead of having to do copy paste all the time, people can just scan the QR code behind you and it takes them right to your LinkedIn account. Boom, you just made a new connection. So that LinkedIn QR code is amazing in my opinion. So if you don't have a digital business card yet, you now have your LinkedIn QR code. And the next thing you know, people can connect with you all day long. Pretty awesome. But all three of those are free. Audio message, video message, QR code, which I think is pretty awesome of LinkedIn to do that for us. Esther, did that work? Not yet. Okay.
No.
Once again, if when you reset your phone and then turn it on, turn it off, all that stuff, or even just
Okay.
down, you never know. But again, creator mode on is a good fit for me because there are things that you can't do with it off. And I really don't know why they still have that on as a technicality, because now you're literally able to click on your phone, do a LinkedIn live and say, in 10 minutes, my something starts and I can't wait for you to join us. Here's the link. It's a very handy resource. All right, before we take our picture and before we introduce each other, does anyone have any questions? And Doc, did you want to add anything that I might have forgotten?
I think you covered it, Queenie.
Thank you. Questions, my friends, don't be shy. This is all about you. I just love the pieces of the posting party platform. And I mean that with all my heart, because my analytics, my numbers, my views, oh my gosh, they were less than stellar. And because of posting parties these last couple of years, my numbers have jumped big time. And my searchability. If you haven't Googled yourself in a while, please do that. What that means is go to a Google search and try to find you. Doesn't necessarily mean your name. If your clients are looking for you, they just met you at a networking event, they're going to type in what? Kansas City, Kangen Water. What are they going to type in? If you can't find you, neither can your clients. So Google yourself about once every month to see what pops up when you search for you. Because again, if you can't find you by whatever you're searching for, neither can they. That means you have to change your SEO. That means that your hashtags, that means you have to change your keywords. Type in kitchen garden expert, guess who pops up? Type in diary of a greenhouse, guess who pops up? Type in how to build a greenhouse, guess who pops up? It's all about SEO, hashtags, and certainly visibility, not only on YouTube, certainly Instagram, definitely LinkedIn and Facebook, and holy moly, YouTube. Everybody can find you there, depending upon how you have structured your keywords. Are you consistent? And are you trending as far as what is the most recent hashtag in your industry? All right, no questions. All right, smile pretty. Let's take a picture. Diva, can you come on? I'd love to have your face on our screen. There she is. All right, my friend, smile pretty, and then we'll do intros. Ready, set, go. Got it. I love how Zoom changed all that. First one on my screen is Esther, and you were actually the first one on the call. Tell us about you, my friend, myandmyself.com.
Yes, it's called mindmyself.com.
Thank you.
And it is a fabulous website, if I do say so myself. We've been live for 9 months, and it's directed specifically for women, but men are welcome too. And it's all about complementary, holistic, and integrative health. And I like to tell the story. I had 10 inches of blood clot here, and Western medicine saved my life, but they couldn't help me get to the root cause or how I can prevent it from happening in the future. And so I had a long and convoluted journey in exploring complementary health. And so my calling and passion is to create a space for women all around the world so they can come and find answers and connect to practitioners who will help. And our tagline is, because you matter, because you do.
That's your tagline, and I hope it's also your hashtag, because you matter. I love that. Cheryl, my friend, you are next on my screen. Tell us about you. Did you ever get that storm we thought was going to happen today?
Oh, yes, yes. it was.
Okay. I know it was getting dark, dark, dark in Maryland while we were on one of our calls, so I wondered how you were doing.
Yes, yes, and we needed it too. So
Good.
my hashtag is listen to your body when it whispers so you don't have to feel it scream. So many people live with pain and we don't need to live with pain. So I work with women with autoimmune symptoms to find the root cause to their inflammation and pain so we can reverse it and live a better life. And I guess my website is CherylBoone.com.
CherylBoone.com is perfect. And that's another great suggestion. If you don't own your name.com yet, I always suggest that, because first of all, you can do a redirect to your company website. You don't know how to do that, GoDaddy or whoever you use will help you with that, or YouTube it. But the bigger issue is you don't want someone else to own your name. Again, there's 95 million, zillion, trillion Kathy Weavers out there. I wish I had kathyweaver.com, but someone else does. So I had to make sure that my brand kathyweaverkc.com was a pervasive topic on all the different platforms. And so even if the Kathy Weaver came available now, I still wouldn't take it, because now consistently on all social media platforms, Kathy Weaver KC is my brand. So if you don't own your name.com yet, I suggest that you do that. And then of course, do a redirect to whatever company website you're using. Ralph Dan is in the house. Tell us about the Debt Crusher. So glad you could be with us tonight, sir. Great to see you again, as a matter of fact. Unmute, don't forget.
Hi, I'm Ralph Dana, Dana Sales, marketingmercashop.com. I'm in every multi-billion-dollar industry, but the one I talk about is my Debt Crusher. It's a GPS financial software that runs thousands of algorithms in the background for my clients. It tells them on what day and how much to pay on each one of their debts. It does come with a warranty, so I can actually tell them how much we're going to save them and the exact day, month, and year they'll be debt-free. But we also know life happens. Cars don't last forever. You have to fix things around the house, or you might want to go on a dream vacation. You can put those numbers into the program. It'll tell you what your payment is going to be and how much time you're adding before you become debt-free. But the people I really look to help are people that say they're living paycheck to paycheck. I had one client spending just under $8 a day at Starbucks, which totaled up to $237 a month. She decided to take 37 of that and put it towards her debt to get out of debt quicker. But more importantly, she was able to go to her financial advisor and say, I now have $200 a month to invest in my future. Those are the people I'm looking to help. I'm Ralph Dana, the Debt Crusher.
The Debt Crusher. I love that. Thank you for joining us tonight, my friend. Michelle Cruz is in the house. What's happening in the world of Michelle?
A ton of stuff all the time, but it's really good. I could pop in and say hi to everyone. And I'm Michelle Cruz. I'm up in Northeast Kansas, in Gardner, Kansas, actually. I'm just down the road from these lovely ladies, Laura and Queenie. Doc. It's been a while, so
I know,
I'm out of practice.
can't call each
Yeah.
other the right names.
So I've got Tucker in the other room, but I am with Legal Shield along with Debbie. I just love empowering and protecting people. August is supposed to be Get Your Will Done month. So we celebrate that every month. We want everyone to get their will done. It's so affordable. It's just part of our service and get updated annually at no extra cost. Got a question, pick up the phone, call your law firm. My daughter did today on the rental that she has rented out. So, had questions, things are going on and life happens. So that's why I'm in the business. And along with Debbie, we are the world's greatest legal shield people in the world. Me and her share the stage when we're together, and we are not on the same team, but we love each other just as well. So thank you for having me.
I love that. And thank you for joining. Misty Henkel from Australia actually teaches a bragging class. And I am the world's best Kangen water rep. I am the world's best author. I am the world's best whatever it is. And she chooses to make sure that each of us knows when your shoulders are back, and you can say that with full confidence, you will have an entirely different persona when you're on these calls. So you are the world's best everything, Michelle. We're glad you're here. Debbie Dub, we've been hearing a lot about you today, my friend. How are ya?
Wow, it's the end of the day, and I'm
I know.
So, but, thanks, Michelle. That sounds really great. We are the best Legal Shield associates here in the Midwest, and we are well known all over the globe. So you can find all kinds of people in all sorts of countries, actually, that know us and know who we are, and actually are kind of envious of us and the things that Legal Shield does. Being able to write your will and next year review it to make sure it still says what you want it to say is amazing. My mother-in-law had to take dad's name off of her will in 3 places, and they charged her $3,000. She could have had Legal Shield for over 10 years for that price. And so we're not, our attorneys are the same attorneys that other people use, only we get better service, quicker service, and we still don't pay the money. Yep. It's a nice small monthly fee instead of hundreds of dollars an hour. So thank you for this posting party. It's great to see everyone. And we'll see you all over, I'm sure, the neighborhood, all kinds of neighborhoods this week. Thank you, Kathy. Back to you.
Thank you so much. And that's so true. And I do have Legal Shield and ID Shield. I don't think with all the calls I have called them for, I've ever been waiting for a return call longer than, I don't think I've ever waited longer than about 47 minutes. And I'm not kidding. No matter time of day, it's amazing. So I really don't think I've waited long at all for that. Denise Vargas is in the house. We call her Diva affectionately. Tell us about you, Diva.
Hello, everyone. So I have seen some new faces, so that's kind of fun to come to a party and get to meet new guests. So I am the world's best lifestyle strategist, and I am the best because I help you figure out what you want and how to get there, because I've done that for myself several times. I've redesigned my life on so many occasions because you know what? Life happens and you just got to go with the flow and figure out what you want to do and how to get there. So I can help you do that. I also, thank you, Debbie. I also am an author. The book is called Make Dreams Happen, and I created it because I love journaling, I love planning, and I couldn't find anything out there that I truly enjoy. I mean, the beautiful covers, but the inside was just journal pages or not necessarily what I wanted. So I created my own. In it, you have a coloring book, you have goal setting, you have journaling, of course, you have tips and tricks on how to be creative and meditation and so many other fun stuff in there. So thank you for all of you that have been supporting me and buying and sharing. Thank you. I hope you are enjoying it.
Awesome. And thank you for joining us tonight, David. It's great to see you. Doc, I know you've got quite a long list of everything that you've got going on, but give us a snippet or 200.
Snippet or 200. Well, how about if I just say, has anybody checked the price of lettuce lately? I like to buy organic lettuce, and it was $22 a pound. $22 a pound when you calculate it out. So I'm the kitchen garden expert. I use my naturopathic background to educate people on not only how to grow, but how to eat it and how to cook whatever you're growing. So I think in the environment that we're in, $22 for a pound of lettuce, even just at a very basic level with growing lettuce, I love educating people. So, and it's been an honor to be a part of Doc and Queenie. I've learned tons from Queenie, and then we've had fun on our Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at high noon. I like to get her to, if you haven't seen us on Facebook, check it out. We try to educate people, just like this posting party, but we also do a lot of social media education and just our experience between the two of us. It's unique and fun, and that's what we try to do. But thank you, Queenie, for educating us this evening on the posting party.
Thank you, Doc. And I can't believe 3 years has gone by so quickly. Today is the 4th anniversary of Doc and my having met. at a No Excuses Networking. Yes, Michelle was there, I'm sure, on that particular day as well. July 25th, 2019. No Excuses had been around for several years. Actually, the restaurant that we used to hold the No Excuses event is no longer. So it's just amazing the timing, and God definitely has a sense of humor when it comes to us, I think. So it's wonderful to have Doc and Queenie, and certainly the 4 years. All right, my friends, thank you for joining us. This could be the end of it unless you want to do a show and tell on your own page. So I'm going to stop the recording now. Again, thank you all for joining us. And then we are going to a show and tell. If you would